Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. On January 1st, 2023 I built these two Everyone is Awesome sets, and I placed this one here. Then I put a little black stud on here, 1x1 round here. This has been in a dark place. It's been in a room, not in direct sunlight, while this one here has been in a windowsill in the same room. I built these two just to see what happens when Lego is exposed to sun over a longer period of time. For example, what happens if you build a Lego set and then you place it in the sun for, let's say, half a year or to a year. So I thought it was kind of interesting to see the development. I did, I think, a 6-month video update and a 1-year video update. But now it's been 3 years, and it's interesting to see the difference. One thing I noticed was that in the beginning, some of the colors disappeared quite quickly. Especially the orange disappeared, and also yellow, and a little bit on the purple disappeared. Also green slowly. So I would say like up to a year. The color disappeared quite quickly, and now it's sort of staggered, and it's not disappearing at the rapid pace it did in the beginning. I think these three here, black, brown and red, are holding up very well on the sun exposed one. I don't see really a difference. There are a few details, we'll go into those, but then there are some that are very, very big difference. So just to point out, I would say that if you leave it exposed 6 months to a year, there's really not more that can happen to it. I would say it's not getting worse from there, though. The worst part is the initial sun exposure. Let's compare. I did compare the clutch power, because the ones that are in the sun become much worse in clutch power than the ones that are in not exposed to the sun, in the dark part of the room. So we could do a little clutch test, see how the bricks hold up, and then I could also remove this row here and this row here, and then we'll stack them next to each other and take a look, and then we can take a look at some other interesting things that are happening. So here is the first and most obvious. I would say orange really took a beating in the sun. That's the color that obviously you can see a difference. This is the dark one, and this is the one that's been sun exposed. I thought that because I had some Lego that was miscolored, some pieces that were miscolored, so I thought it only affected the coloring of the pieces, the sun. But as you can see here, I pressed them both down, and this is loose, and this is like a normal clutch power. Okay, while this one, it's barely hanging on here. So I thought that was very surprising. Let's try this again. This picks up the whole base plate. This one is no chance at all. So I thought, before I did the test, that it was only the color change that was happening, but there's also a effect on the brick's clutch power, and as you can see here, it's not cracked in the back here. That's not why it's losing its grip. So I don't know what it is, I can't explain it, but there's a noticeable difference in the clutch power of the bricks, so that's interesting. Alright, so now I made a column here of the dark ones, and this is the color of the ones in the sun. As you can see, they're already wobbly because they don't have a lot of clutch power. So like I said earlier, I think black, brown, there's a little difference, red not so much. So I'd say those don't really get affected by the sun that much. But then you can see clearly here orange, yellow, green a little bit, blue not so much, purple slightly, and then the light blue here a little bit, white a little bit, and then pink a little bit. It also is maybe a little bit, if I go from the side view here, you can see better. So this side here is exposed to the sun, and this side here is adjacent to other bricks, so it doesn't get any sun exposure. So there you can see, for example, a little bit on the brown, quite a lot on the difference on the orange one, and then some slight differences. And again, I would say most of it came in like between the first 6 months to the first year was the biggest difference, and then it's just slowly from there on out. Okay, so I showed you guys the clutch power and some of the effects the sun has on that, and also the color difference that happens with the sun exposure. But another thing I found, which was very interesting, is this one here sits up on a bookshelf where it doesn't get any sunlight, and this one sits in the windowsill, and I don't look at these every day. So I pulled them out now to see what had happened after 3 years, and I thought I'd make a video about it, bring you guys along so you could see what's happened. And one thing I found with this brown minifigure here is it looks like somebody has switched out his hand to gray. So first I thought somebody's pulling a prank on me, because as you can see they all have their correct colored hand. But then if we remove, because they're sort of staggered here, right? So then if we remove this black one that's blocking a little bit of the brown, you can see we're back to a brown hand on that side. So I don't know why that happens. Why? You can see if you look underneath where the sun doesn't hit, it's a brown. And then if you look from the top, it's gray. It's a gray hand on this one. Maybe it's a little bit on this red one. Also a lighter difference. Definitely on this one. If you look underneath, there we go. Both hands are orange. And then from the side, this one is starting to look a little bit white. You can clearly see where the minifigure has been standing there. So I thought that was very interesting, and I look forward to following that more closely now. I hadn't noticed that before, so it's going to be interesting to see what continues to happen with that one hand that is in the sun, and then this one right here is a little bit blocked by the black minifigure here. So anyway, I thought that was a little bit interesting that it had changed color so much. So anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Remember to keep your Lego away from the sun if you want to keep it the color that it is. Leave a comment if you have any questions about what happens with the sun exposure, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.